Okay, my beautiful friends, here we go. Another week, you and me and the freak show, and it just doesn't stop. It's getting even more freaky. What can I tell you? And we got to kind of enjoy it in some kind of freaky way. So yeah, here we go. It's Monday, October 24th, 2022. Something that's not being spoken about like anywhere is this, and it's pretty straightforward. It is in our face. The issues that we have seen lately, the sell-off in the global bond market, we've never seen anything like this before. This is historic. History is being made here. And I don't think anyone's talking about this. It's an interesting phenomenon. Think about it. The global debt market today, well, at least up until Friday, when, Nick the Pig got floated out along with Fed President Mary Daly, another pig in a roundabout way. This is, it got attention on the mainstream media. I mean, they were talking about it. Oh, what's happening? Why is this happening? Make that stuff up. But this is historic. History is being made. No one's really talking about it here. And, look, we need to see, you and I, we're already kind of witnessing an interesting phenomenon. Let's talk about that. So Friday, the Fed whisperer comes out, explaining that come December, the Fed's going to pivot. Then Mary Daly, the Fed president from hell, another one here, she explains the same thing. And all of a sudden, I mean, this stock market took off. But look, don't focus on the stock markets. What we have just witnessed between Friday and what's happening right now in the debt market, well, that's historic too. A massive turnaround. And this is off of those statements here. I mean, look, you want to talk about market manipulation here? Clearly, that's what we just witnessed. These things are not by accident. Nick, the pig, the Fed whisperer, didn't just get sent out here along with Mary Daly, Fed president over there, by accident. Meanwhile, bonds are selling off at a historic pace. Now all of a sudden they reverse. Now what are we seeing? A big rally here in the global bond markets, meaning cash is going back in to debt, and we're seeing yields drop. 10-year yield has dropped over 12 basis points since Friday. This yo-yo action, people, you know this better than anybody. This is not normal. Look, 10-year yield 4.12. Last time I looked at it, it's a far cry from where we were just prior to Nick the Pig's statement. Okay, whatever. Does this mean it's over? Look, your guess is as good as mine, but according to JP Morgan, it's not over. JP Morgan said the bottom in this market is not in now. Look, the market is not an entity among itself. We know this, you and I, better than anybody on the freaking planet Earth. The market is deriving value from action here in the debt market. If in fact, let's just put out a hypothetical here, okay? For my lions here, you're probably going to want to pay attention. Okay, so let's say, for example, we get a massive reversal in this global bond sell-off, this historic global bond sell-off. All of a sudden, we see rates normalize. We see the dollar start to reverse here. Yes, the bottom would be in. The bottom would be in regardless of what's happening in the free fall economy. Over in Europe here, we just got some interesting information. But my European friends, my heart goes out to all of you here. You're really getting hit with this whole inflationary issue. Your economy is cratering just as ours is. Manufacturing, factory activity falling off of a cliff. But everything's great. You know it's great. Do you know how? Because our lovely leaders that have been put in power over all of us, they keep telling us how great everything is. Oh, so it must be. You know that. I tell you, you want to talk about a freak show? Well, that's what we have. And it's not just here in the United States with imbecile presidents and brain-dead representatives who only have their own best interest in mind. It's a global phenomenon, people. You all know that. So anyway, with that said, let's keep our eye on these things. We need to see if in fact what occurred Friday, look, in our face, man. Who made money here? Like I said yesterday, my markets look ahead. Somebody or a lot of people made money. after Nick the Pig, the Fed freaking whisperer, and Mary Daly came out to double tag team the market and prop it up. Somebody made money and made a lot of money off of that. Maybe they themselves did. But of course, there'll be no investigation here. None. Zero. It'll be brushed under the rug like everything else. Like this is some kind of normal thing here. This is not normal. And what else would you expect in this kind of an environment? So anyway, I was just writing a few things down here. You know what this is, people? Not only, seriously, is this a con job on an unprecedented scale here. We're witnessing a fraud be perpetrated on the people of the world. Again, on a grand scale with the lies about raising rates and how that's going to fix inflation. It's not done a damn thing. It's not going to. It's not meant to do it. You know that. The issue of inflation here is a currency problem, and no one wants to address that. Nobody on the mainstream channel, nobody has addressed this problem. That it's not a rate issue like they're trying to sell us. No, it's a currency issue. I tell you, the silence with regard to that, at least to Greg Mannarino, is freaking deafening. Okay, it's deafening. And you know that's the actual root cause of the problem. It's a currency crisis, currencies in free fall as central banks continue to inflate the money supply. You think that's going to stop? How many of you, raise your hand, believe that central banks are going to intervene in any possible way to stop their currencies from free falling? Put your hand down, okay? Put your freaking hand down because it ain't happening, all right? Central banks are going to continue to inflate, no end in sight, and at the same time, push the lie of it's a rate problem because remember what they do. The more they push a lie, the bigger that lie is, the more people are going to buy it, the easier it is for people to think it's true. And that's just a phenomenon that goes on forever. It just doesn't stop. So looking over at this market here this morning, on the back of the statements by Nick the Pig and Mary Daly, the gender confused Fed president. If you don't like that terminology, I'm sorry, and I don't really give a damn. I know some of look. Let me ask you a question while we're on that topic. I read through the comics. Why do some of you get so freaking offended by what comes out of Greg Mannarino's mouth? If you don't like what comes out of my mouth, believe me, just go fly away somewhere. You don't need to be here, all right? Because if these statements I make insult you, I can promise you're going to get insulted again. There's no doubt about it. So, look, I don't sugarcoat a damn thing, and you all know that. I'm not going to change just because some of you get offended. So fucking Greg, say that. I'm not going to do that. You've been kidding me. You're offended by things that come out of my mouth, but you're not offended by what's going on? Really? Oh, okay. What kind of alternate universe are you living in? With that said here, stock futures are higher right now, pointing towards a higher open. All right. Trading doesn't start for 28 minutes from the time I am doing this lovely video blog here. Could things change? Absolutely. Remember what happened on Friday? We were ready to crater. This market was ready to take a dump. Okay, pan sell off and all, and Nick the Pig gets floated out, and things turned around real fast, especially when it got backed up by Mary Freak Show Daly over there. Okay, but anyway, that's the way it looks right now. Who knows what else these freaks got up their sleeves? None of this is by accident, people. The fact that the MMRI crossed 300, going to extreme risk on Friday, and then right at that moment they float out Nick the Pig. Okay, he's a pig, all right? Anyone that can get away with rigging the market like that, that was a rigged job of the highest order. It's a pig, okay? And as part of the Fed's scheme here, the Fed has got this market and everything else in their back pocket, all right? They'll float out whoever they want to float out, whoever they got to pay off to do it. Do you think for a nanosecond that Nick didn't get some kind of payoff here to go out and float that story? Of course he's on the Fed payroll. They all are. Anyway, this whole thing is just so twisted. Stock futures are higher. 10-year yield lower. Dollar slightly stronger this morning. All right, let's see how this plays out today. If we do get a follow-through rally today, like I covered yesterday, my markets look ahead, which if you haven't seen, you should watch, honestly. Go check out that video from yesterday. If we get a follow-through rally today and we see, let's say the dollar at least stabilize or weaken, if we see the MMRI drop, free to everybody, link in the description of this video, if we see the bond yield stabilize, if we see a rally here in global bonds, meaning cash going into them, henceforth rates coming down, well, then this thing has legs and the market will continue higher, regardless of cratering economies and manufacturing falling off a cliff and everything else associated with it. It's not going to matter. The disconnection between the markets and the economy is going to continue to grow. The stock market has no business being here at all. You all know that. Our economy's dead. It's absolutely over here. People are getting crushed to death on the surging inflation, but central banks, they really want to fix it. And you know it's true because they're telling you. So it must be true, right? I'm telling you, the silence is deafening. How we're not hearing a damn thing that we're in a currency crisis here. And that's the root cause of why we're seeing inflation as central banks continue to inflate the money supply. It's so disgustingly vomitous to me, you have no idea, it really is. Gold and silver relatively flat this morning. Cryptocurrencies relatively flat this morning. Crude oil down relatively hard. Why? Because the bad economic news doesn't stop. And there's demand concerns. Watch for a false flag. I've been telling you this. Watch for a false flag to occur. Some event here that's going to change things in a big way. All right. And I would be expecting something to occur more than likely in the Middle East. Some event to prop up crude. Who knows? Maybe they're going to wedge another freaking tanker in the canal, or there'll be a refinery fire, a mysterious bombing, a terrorist attack, whatever they have to set up here. And it all ain't real. You know that. All right, people, look, I'm going to end this video before it gets too damn long. I covered a lot of stuff here that's important. This warning from JP Morgan that the market bottom isn't in yet. It depends, JP Morgan, okay? It depends on what you and the rest of these freaks pull off, you know, with regard to the debt market, because the debt market is the driver. JP Morgan knows that's true. And all these other freaking super banks, okay, it's all bullshit. It's all a mechanism here to keep people twisted and afraid of whatever they want to throw at us. Oh, there's the new variant now, too. Don't forget to be very scared, frightened, terrified of the new variant. Make this shit up. Make it up. All right, look, I'm out here. Please comment. Please share the video. Watch the MMRI today. Free to everybody. Link in the description of this video. I will see all of you at the end of the day. We're going to sum it up, and I'm just all tickled to death to see what happens. How about you? See you later.